started researching the character and worked up a pitch, and when I got the go-ahead on the book, which took 2 years, my editor called me up and said, "So you're not going to be writing Ms. Marvel?" And I was like, oh, okay, all right, that's cool. And he was like, "'Cause you're writing Captain Marvel," and that's when I learned that she was going to take the name. And then we got to figure out like what that transition would be for Carol, and to kind of give it meaning in her first issue.
Okay, what did you want to bring to the character? Why did you want to do this character?
I wanted to do Carol as Chuck Yeager. You know, I wanted to see her going back to kind of her iconoclastic roots. I wanted to see her as a pilot. I wanted to see her swagger. The essence of what I try to do with Carol is you know the song "The Devil Went Down to Georgia"?
Oh yeah.
And that moment when he says, "I done told you once, you son of a gun, I'm the best there has ever been." That's Carol. Carol's the one that like wipes the blood off her nose, raises her head. She is an American hero. That is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do the like Chuck Yeager test pilot walking away from the burning plane.
Well, now she's taken a lot of spills, her alcoholism, the emotional mental rape, whatever you want to call that, and has gotten back up. Do you want to take her beyond where she's like the punching bag from Marvel Comics?
She's not a punching bag. She's not a punching bag. Every hero is a hero because they make sacrifices on behalf of others. So she has to give something up. She has there has to be a price for what she does, or it has no meaning. The issue with Avengers 200 has been addressed and dealt with. In a way, you could say that issue 17 is my response to that. It's not direct, but it's my way of giving her a clean slate. But Carol's nobody's punching bag.
Were you familiar with any of the other Captain Marvels through history before taking this on?
Before taking this on?
Yeah.
Vaguely. I would be posing if I said, oh yeah, long time fan. But when I started pitching on the book, then particularly Mar-Vell, I spent a lot of time with Mar-Vell because he was so intrinsic to her story. But yes, I've become familiar with them in the course of writing this lineage. You know, in our first issue, we deal not so much with the Captain Marvels of history past, some, but with the idea of legacy.
Where do you think Carol Danvers fits in? What makes her unique amongst the Captain Marvels?
I mean, no one else is Carol. She's not a magic sparkle pony. She is Carol. She is unique by dint of who she is. You know, she's not Cree, but she is. So she exists in this kind of other space. I think that the really iconic characters in both of the major shared universes become iconic characters because they embody these sort of these themes that come up again and again, whether as a writer you want to do them or not. So for instance, when I was researching her, I was like, Carol sure does punch Carol a lot. Why is Carol always fighting Carol? I find that annoying. I don't want to do that. And then in one way or another, in one interpretation or another, I had done it 3 times by the end of my first arc. I think that identity and battling with oneself is intrinsic to who Carol is, but she overcomes it in her quest to be a hero.
To what do you attribute the great success that she's had?
She has an enormously dedicated fan base. She has a fan base of people who identify with her, male and female, who identify with that quest to be better and to do better. They love her for her faults and for the fact that she gets up again every time, you know? And I mean, this fandom is so generous. I've seen them. They're sending a girl to Girls Leadership Institute. I've seen them raise money after Hurricane Sandy. I've seen them come together to support so many causes. They are heroes to me. Kelly Sue Deconnick.
And may I use this footage for my project, Captain Marvel Culture?
You may.
Thank you.